Today we have a very special guest with us, Mr. Ahsan Rashid. And he's from National Incubation Center. Today we're going to talk to him about his journey to entrepreneurship. Thank you so much for coming, Ahsan.
Thank you so much for inviting me here.
अच्छा, आप अपने बारे में कुछ बता सकते हैं कि किस तरह से आप जो हैं एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप की तरफ आए? अपनी ज़रा पुरानी जॉब्स के बारे में बता दीजिएगा, एजुकेशन के बारे में बता दीजिएगा.
Let's start with the education.
जी प्लीज़.
I did my metric from Punjab board. Even before that, 4th and 5th, I was in Skardu. Father was posted there, and I was studying on TAT, literally. And there were 3 other girls with me, and I was the 4th guy in that class. Total strength was 4, and I did my 5th class sitting on a TAT, and I feel really proud of that. I tell my children. Did my metric from Punjab board. Did my bachelor's, before bachelor's, DJ Science Karachi, FSC. Went abroad back in '86. Did my bachelor's from California Polytechnic University. Cal Poly. Pomona. Not the San Francisco one. Came back. That was amazing also. Came back from States. Was out of my group. I was the least interested person who would have thought about Pakistan or going back or family or whatever. But something snapped. I don't remember. I cannot put my finger on that, but it snapped. Could be the vicious circle, could be the rat race, could be, I don't know, could be anything. But it snapped. While I was there studying, I worked, started my first job as a cleaner in Burger King. And first job, first day was cleaning up toilets, mopping the floor, and dishes. I cried that night, really. I cried that night. That was the breaking point. Worked there for quite a long time, 1 saal takriban. As a cleaner, moved up to cashier, moved up to burger maker, whatever. Then I worked for a packaging and delivery service. Was a packager in the beginning, then I started delivering, had a truck, drove all over the places while I was studying. Then my last semester, I found a job at a hardware store, hardware company. It's a computer hardware company, which was quite big, and I was putting up different pieces of hardware together and assembling the computer. At that time, it used to come this way. They used to come in different pieces, you put them together and make a box, and here you go. Then I worked for IBM for a little while as a software engineer, really early. Then that thing happened. Something snapped. I was in my prime in LA, land of dreams. Everything was hunky-dory. Had a Trans Am, latest model. Whatever I was earning, I was spending.
Living the American dream.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You can say that. But kuch hua. And I don't know what happened. In days, not in months, not in weeks, in days, I decided I'm going back. I finished my bachelor's in 2 weeks' time, flew back. Landed in Karachi, parents were posted there. started thinking, now what? Should I go for masters here locally or go find a job? I had a taste of job from past 3 years while I was in the States. That wasn't me. The best job I had in those 3 years was the delivery guy, where nobody was bothering me. I was on my own, out on the road, driving around. Hey, life couldn't be better. So I decided, no, I'm not gonna go work for anyone. I'll start something on my own. One of my friends, roommate in the States, who was still in the States, उसने कहा, their background is all business. Go meet my brothers in Sialkot, maybe we'll do something together. And I took a trip to Sialkot. I had an idea of putting up a bitumen packaging plant, a German-based technology, which I got the idea from my father's friend, who was also in Karachi. He said, I know people who make these plastic bitumen bags, which you can fill up those things in no wastage. You just dump the same thing into the boiler and it mixes with the concrete. Nothing gets wasted. You don't need drums and blah, blah, blah. Took that idea, went to Sialkot, formed a company, bang. Let's go buy the machinery. And what money do we need? What do we have? Where do we get the rest? That was the whole plan,
right,
to the extent of it,
right,
as business planning. What do we have in hand? What do we need? Where do we get the machinery?
Right.
End of story. Pursued that for next couple of years. We did not make it. Plan was not A-okay. Failed. Company was called Roadworks. It was a private limited company. Oops, I forgot. This entrepreneurship started while I was in States.
Right.
This friend of mine, which I'm talking about, Adil,
Right.
they had a manufacturing unit of armchairs, Italian assemblable, the IKEA type of chairs. And they were doing it for some Italian company from Sialkot to Italy. And one of their containers was rejected because of some good reason. So they said, hey guys, we have this upholstery of this chair, just the upholstery bit. We don't want this. Can you guys do something in the States to sell this? Yeah, we're not doing anything, we're open, send it over. And he formed the company in States. That was my 3rd year in States. It's called Z Chairs, Z Chairs. Took that container in, it didn't cost us a bit. Unloaded it, took a warehouse, registered the company, built the frame. The steel frame for that upholstery. Locally manufactured it, assembled it together, packaged it, started selling it. We sold that chair to some local resellers who were into. Then another container came from the same source, which was of women leather jackets. Again, discarded from the European market, and they wanted to sell it. So yeah, we'll take it. We took that and we went door to door to these shops and sold those jackets. What an experience. What an experience. We ended up selling it, but we learned. We learned how to haggle, how to hustle, how to get kicked out, how to have doors shut on you, how to just break yourself down.
It's a very important lesson.
Yeah, that was my first entrepreneurship and those jobs. Ended up choosing entrepreneurship as my preferred mode of income. So fast forward to that bitumen plant. What went wrong? Something went wrong. Greed. What we planned was perfect. Somewhere in the middle, when we went to raise funds, and the only place that you could have raised was banks, or at least what we knew. We went to banks and somebody said, hey, you know what? Over invoice is the game. If you get more money in your pocket, take whatever you need to for the project, rest is yours. And life cannot be better. We took us to parties and went that way. And that was the bad part.
So you didn't get the funding?
I didn't get the funding.
Okay.
We could have gotten the funding if the price was right, actual price. How do I know that? My uncle was the VP. All the line above him was in place. He said, this line is available for you. I said, no, I want more. That was Habib Banks.
Right.
I didn't take that. I went to some other funding area, to other banks, right. International banking and all that. Naming names. Well, let's not name names. Kafi mashhoor sugar and power plant चलाने वाले जो हैं, they were consulting at that time, and they said, yeah, we can get you that loan, no issue. We'll take X. So greed came in, the whole project went belly up. Why was it going to work? We had the funding. The buyer was Atak Refinery. The Ministry of Petroleum gave us the approval. We will buy your packaged bitumen from Atak Refinery. Before, there was a monopoly of some general who was building those drums for them to package that. So we had the letter of a buyer commitment, had the funding in line, we had the place, we had the machinery already from Germany. Just because of our greed, we bellied up. The money never came. We couldn't do the whole circle. So 2 years wasted. Learned a lot. Learned a lot how things work here in Islamabad. Then I said, well, by the way, I did not tell you I did my bachelor's in Management Information Systems.
Oh, मेरा नहीं हुई है.
Oh, that's
MIS.
MIS. So at that time it was called Computer Information Systems. Back in my days. MIS is the latest terminology. The Computer Information Systems, and then I ended up doing those packaging materials and whatnot. After this setback of bitumen packaging, I said, you know what, let's go my line. So I started a small company called Business Flow. Business as business, net as in internet, and flow is you manage your stuff in a flow. It could be a process, it could be anything, while using your business acumen on the internet, using the internet. And name one way or the other, we didn't have any projects. We had an office, we had a company, it was a partnership between me and my friend, another person I knew. And we started this company, and we were doing same old things. Website designs, logo designs, and so on and so forth. One of really big companies in Pakistan, it was not a big company in Pakistan, but I'm talking about 93, 94. They were big in a sense that in computer industry, in software industry, in Pakistan, I was the only company, as far as I know, who was based in States, had the whole operation in States, had their sales in States and in Europe, but manufacturing here, and had under the same name. And somebody I knew them, and they introduced us to them. Hey, these guys are young, they are into design and stuff, maybe you need something. And they said, yeah, you know what, we are looking to make one of the infomercials for to run on our trade shows in Las Vegas. It's one of the biggest trade shows, and we have a huge platform there, and that this information is going to keep on running in a loop. We need to make you guys to make this. They saw our website, and that's how they said, Pakistani, they're doing good, let's connect. And we did that infomercial for them. It was a brilliant infomercial in '94. They really loved it. The CEO of that company, he died, his name was Rashid Khan. Really nice chap. Really nice chap. He came to our office while he was visiting Pakistan. He called us in and called us up and said, Ahsan, I need to come into your office. I want to discuss something. We were a two-man company, and this guy is all big, short. And he comes to our office and said, you know what, how about a partnership? Let me in as a partner, I'll give you work. I'll get you more work. But I want to become partner to your company. We were happy like anything. Say, yeah, lovely. Let's do this. Took him in as a partner, and he did pay us. He bought the shares, by the way. He did not say, I have a cloud, so I'm going to take X amount. Yeah. He bought those shares, and I think it was 1 million or something, Pak rupees. We were happy. We didn't have enough money, any money. That was a good enough deal for us. It took about 33%, and we were equal partners, 3 partners to this company. And then we started waiting for more work to come from his way. It was the part of the deal that I'll join the company, I'll put in X amount of money, and then I'll give you more work. Nothing came. Still, no progress. So we used to do small things for this company before, like information, like small tweaking of their websites, like small forms on their website, data capturing forms. Nothing fancy. So when he promised more work, was good for us. But that work never came. So I approached him and said, Rashid, you said you're going to give us more work. We can do X, A, B, C, D of whatever you guys are doing in that company. We can do all that or any bit of that. Why don't you give a bit of that work to us? We are your part. We are one of the sister concerns. So that we can make some money on this and get the... no, you guys don't have the knowledge or experience to whatever we are doing there. I said, no, I'm not going to back down. I launched another company. I closed that company. Started doing exactly what Rashid Khan was doing. Building a process management tool. We were so stupid, we did not know that's a huge thing to do. To build an engine for business process management and come out in the market. We did not know. But we started it. What a fool we were. We started it and we kept on making it without telling them that we are making it, because we have severed the relations with them, closed that business flow, started this company. And we made that. What do you call those things? Under radar? What do you call those startups which are under radar or stealth mode? Yeah. We were in stealth mode for quite some time, but we made it. And we made it better than them. Because their product was old school. We were making it from scratch. We could do all those things which they couldn't. They had a lot of customers to take care of that at the same time. We did that. And we bid against them in national, it was not National University, National Defense University at that time. It was, it was National Defense University. NDU. Was this? Yeah, maybe it was NDU. They had the requirement of a process management tool. Somebody told us, we went in, bang. They were there also. We went head on and we got the deal.
That guy must have been furious.
Now we were no more in stealth mode. It's open now. It's war. It's literally war. We were still celebrating the victory. What happened was कि हमारे ऑफिस से डकैती डाल के, not डकैती, चोरी करके, while we were not there at night, they broke in and took 2 of our servers, main servers, server machines with them. No code. We had backups, but latest codes were there. They took that. So when they did that, we launched the FIR. On the wall of our office inside, they wrote, "Apni औकात में रहो." This is, I mean, they didn't name anything, but they said, "Apni औकात में रहो. इस तरफ मत आओ," whatever. It took 2 servers, nothing else. No computers, no other screens or anything, just 2 servers. We went to police next day, FIR and all that. They called him in and called us in. Said, "Alright, आप लोगों ने इनका नाम लिया था FIR में, so we have them here." By the way, Rashid Khan wasn't here; he was in States. Right. So next of Rashid Khan, 2 senior directors here. They were called in, and they called us in also and said, "All right, we have them. So we're going to put them behind bars and start the investigation. I said, let them go. Call them in whenever you need to. Investigate. And don't put them behind bars. Actually what happens is कि जब आप पकड़ लेते हैं तो आपके पास 2-3 दिन होते हैं, आपने वहीं पे रखना होता है. Then you go for remand from the अदालत, and the अदालत gives you the remand to the police, and then 5 days, 7 days, you keep on investigating. We were nice enough. We said, nah, you know what, no, don't put them behind bars. Go for remand if you need to afterwards. But call them in for investigation. They are nice people. They don't need to be in white collar crime. लग रहा है ये, इसको मसला मत करो. They let them go. That was a fault. We went to the police station. The SHO filed us FIR. They went to the area's SP. Did a counter FIR on ours. On Jali and defamation and blah blah blah, and another FIR that they took our source code, that we took their source code. Give them the money, whatever. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. मैं हॉलीवुड की पुलिस में बता सकते हैं. Next week they call us in, the SP office. So, you guys are in trouble now. This is gonna happen. They are the bigger guys. They don't need to steal your code. What makes whatever code is, but they are big. Why do they need to take something from the you puny guys? Why? Doesn't make sense. It makes sense that you puny guys need to have something for them, but that is worth something. तुम्हारी तो कोई worth नहीं है. Yeah, maybe you're right, but actually that's not what happened. So investigation started, and our case, their case, our case, their case, kachari and whatever. I landed a partnership with some Pakistanis, but British Pakistanis, and they said, come over. We have some other partners in our company. We like to demo the whole thing, the product to them, and then sign the partnership deal. And it was what, £100,000 for half of the company. Fine, let's do this. Planned the visit for London with the family, my father, my mother, my wife, my daughter, myself. Early morning, Emirates flight, at the airport. Father knew people there, so called the FIA guy कि ये passport clear करा ले immigration से. The guy comes back, said, sir, Ahsan साहब का तो ECL का नाम है. So I'm sorry, ये तो नहीं जा सकता. ये कैसे भाई, कहाँ से आ गया ये सब? Went and inquired and they said, yeah, sir, वो actually actual नाम नहीं है, लेकिन tentative नाम है.
ये क्या चीज़ होती है?
ये वो होती है कि जी ऐसा नाम लिख ले, आएगा तो रोक लें. अदरवाइज वो प्रोसीजर लंबा है, ये शॉर्टर वे है, कच्चा नाम. Said fine, what now? So you have to offload. सारे offload किया, and sir you cannot leave. हमने थाने को इत्ला कर दिए. They are coming to deceive you. They came, they handcuffed me. Whole family disturbed like anything. उन्होंने डाले में डाला Instead of going to UK, I was going to Thana. Early morning. Family went back home. Allah is so merciful. Throughout my, आपने एक question मुझे दिया हुआ है, and I'm going to come back to that. But they put me behind jail, behind bars, and I was all dressed up for London. So all garam kapde, and it was hot here. Father knew the interior minister at that time. Called him up early in the morning, as soon as 7:38ish, and said, "This is something happened." He was kind enough, said, "Sir, no issue. I'm going to tell the concerned. He will coordinate and do whatever we can." So by I got arrested about 4:35ish. Fajr. The SP calls me in, same SP, who was the investigator. He was the one who put names there. They knew I was traveling. They could have arrested me before.
Yeah.
They didn't. They wanted to make an impact. They did that. So I was pulled out of jail, went in front of the SP, says, "On your father's personal guarantee, NAB, blah, 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 I'm letting you go. Write a statement that you don't have anything against us or that company, and you're not going to pursue." I said, "Whatever. I'm not going to go play this game no more." And I wrote that piece of paper and gave it to them, and they let me go. Now, when I said Allah, I was handed over by an authority of the airport to another authority, which is your police. All the handling, taking paperwork done against some case. They could not release me. They did. Nothing happened. ये वो चीज़ें जो आप देखते नहीं हैं कि यार ये कैसे हो सकता है. So I believe कि ये सब चीज़ रब की तरफ से होती है. And anyways, we did not pursue that case no more. We had two cases. One was a criminal charge and one was the civil, because we had our code with them. So we won the civil case from court, but criminal case we took back. I did not pursue that, and kept on working on our company, and same name. It's called Workplanes, and right after my arrest in 2004, July, August, something like that, August, I went and signed that deal with the new partners, came back from London, bid it for Ministry of Defence project, where same company was again against us, another bidder. IBM was there, Oracle was there, and our companies. Out of these four, including us, we won again.
MashaAllah.
The whole story I'm trying to make a point here is we just goof enough, stupid enough. We believed in ourselves. We'll do it. We did not know how big of a project that was. The product we are going to make. We just jumped with the belief, yeah, we'll do it. And we did it. We took first project against them. We took another project against them. These guys packed from Pakistan, went to Dubai. They sold that company, to some other people. But we enjoyed it. We are not a big company. We're a small company, but we take pride कि जी whatever we do really good. जो हमारा पहले दिन का कस्टमर है वो आज भी हमारा कस्टमर है. It's been 15 plus years. वो आज भी कस्टमर है. हमने कोई कस्टमर बीच में से खोया नहीं है. इस पूरे टाइम में जितने कस्टमर बनाए हैं वो अभी भी हैं. वो किस तरह अभी भी हैं कि एवरी ईयर दे रिन्यू देयर सपोर्ट. वो इट इज़ अ सर्टिफिकेट. या ओके, गुड जॉब. देयर आर सम कस्टमर्स विच डू नॉट रिन्यू. लेकिन दे कॉल अस, वी आर स्टिल फ्रेंड्स विद देम, एंड दे कॉल अस एंड से एज आप ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਡਕਟ ਬਣਾਓ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਟੁੱਟਦਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ, ਉਹ ਖਰਾਬ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹਾਲੇ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ. ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਸੀ 2003-04 में वो अभी तक चल रहा है. So if it ain't broken, why fix it? These are the government people. They're still running it. So we're proud of that also. So that's our experience. That's our main company. Then doing that for a good amount of 15 years, I realized, you know what, this is a product for enterprise. What about the small companies? What about small, medium companies? Not the definition as per World Bank, actual small companies. Any company like 2 people or plus. What about these guys? They will always be on paper, they will always be on free services, haggling. They won't be making sense of their data, they'll be just everywhere. What about them? So, took that knowledge of our enterprise product and services and bundled them in such a way that it can be easier to adapt for a novice user and small medium enterprises on a cheaper model, pay as you go model. But with all those bells and whistles which these enterprise level software carry. Started making that, did that, and launched our startup called KAZOLLA, which is the current.
Yes, this one that's in National Incubation Center. Okay, so, well, that's very interesting because I think this, your new startup can actually help other startups, our startups as well.
Exactly. You know that the major portion of income generation by the governments is from small, medium industries. And they can double that if they can process them, they can processize them properly and bring them into the electronic arena and the landscape, the connectivity and the banking and the fintech and all that. But for small medium companies, they cannot afford all these things. And if they are going to go for free services, they are going to make sense. It's going to be all over the place. You will be WhatsApping here, emailing here, and Google forming here.
Yeah.
And then having your Twitter and Facebook somewhere else. Excel is still there.
Both use of that.
So how are you going to make sense of that, all of that data? How are you going to connect to any other company in a process manner? So that was the concept of KAZOLLA. We're not saying that we have made it, but we are very much capable of doing it, and we are almost there. Inshallah, we'll do it. Inshallah. That's the story.
Thank you so much for all that background, because personally, I learned a lot. I learned a lot. Amazing. I mean, this quite literally, I have to say that, you know, if I had some friends in Hollywood, I'd be like, I have a movie idea.
That's side of the deal.
But you should think about writing a book.
I'm not a good writer or a reader.
Well, you can hire like ghostwriters these days. Yeah, I mean, you can tell them the same story and they're going to write it down.
Wonderful idea, and then maybe.
All right, so let's get to some questions. All right, what motivates you?
My team. My team members. The guys I work with, they really motivate me. If I don't do this, it'll be an impact on, not me, on all of us. I have to.
Right. Okay. In your opinion, what are the 3 most important qualities that an entrepreneur should have in order to be successful?
Oh, I wrote that. An entrepreneur needs to be a dreamer. If you are not a dreamer, you're not going to be an entrepreneur. Better be go work for somebody. You need to be a dreamer. You have to be deep, persistent. You have to be. You have to be persistent like anything.
You know, this is very interesting because I've been asked, you're actually the 4th person who said that. Because I had a friend from China who was asking me what the translation of entrepreneur in Urdu is, and I said DEET.
Yeah.
Then our first guest, Mr. Ayub Abbas, he's the CEO of this training institute called Acumen Excellence. She said the same thing, DEET. Then the last guy that I interviewed, he also said DEET. And you also said DEET.
Yeah, well, I think we all agree. If you're not DEET, you will take advice. In whatever type of advice that is, you start doing that. You have to believe in yourself, you have to dream, and then you have to start believing, and then you have to keep on doing that. It's not going to be built in one day, it's not going to be built in 1 year. It'll take years and years.
Exactly.
I think those are the qualities. One last one, survivor. You have to be a survivor. वो आपने देखी होंगी जो programs आते हैं, how to survive in the wilderness.
Yeah.
You have to be a survivor. You have to know how to pull that next day or next paycheck for your team or next gig for your company or next sale, whatever. You have to be there. You have to survive doing that. Or in other words, if everything is going bad, which is going to go bad, by the way.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You are the one who has to do the survival bit. So if you're not a survivor, if you don't know the techniques, that's going to be a tough challenge then.
All right, so how did you finance your startup? This latest one.
Yeah, so I think everybody does the same. We started with bootstrapped. Everything, whatever I had, जेवर, बच्चों के पैसे, मेरे अपने, put it. Wasn't enough. Looked right and left. My family was there. All right, empty your pockets, guys. And then friends. So friends and family round. Yeah. And now we're looking that traction, yeah, a bit of a traction in doing bootstrapping and family round and traction. This whole thing kept on pulling us for this new venture. We have raised almost $500,000 USD.
Wow, that's mashallah.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
Mashallah.
And we spent it. Burn rate is quite good. Yeah.
I think you've pretty much answered the second question. It was like, how do you should entrepreneurs' families invest in their ideas? But I think that's pretty much answered.
If they don't, your idea is not worth it. You cannot convince your family. How are you going to take it to the market?
Exactly. Yeah.
Plus, that means that you are a good seller. You can sell it to those. By the way, selling it to family is quite hard.
Yes,
they know in and out of you.
Yeah.
They know what you are pulling. So they can dig it. But if you get away with that, you can. So definitely you should be touching your family.
Did you have any trouble registering your business?
Oh no. As you know, I have an experience from day one, my first entity. We went to professional services. Hey, get us registered. How much money? Bang.
Okay, which one would you recommend to entrepreneurs in Pakistan?
So, there are plenty. The service that we use, it's not a full-blown accountancy firm, but it's like an offshore for accountancy firms. Big accountancy firms have these smaller companies that they sublet their work to. So we deal with these guys.
Okay.
So they know how to do it. They're not expensive as these big ones are. So law and accountancy, they go do this, but on a smaller mid-level scale. So I have a couple of companies I can probably push that to you.
Is it better, in your opinion, to focus on one thing at a time or to do multitasking?
What do you think?
I think.
Let me just put it. I'm not a multitasker. I can never be a multitasker. Focus is. I'm bad at focus also. So one thing at a time is my game, and I think I've read it somewhere. I'm not sure how true it is, but the research shows that humankind are not built, or brain is not built for multitasking. It focuses on one thing at a time. Take an example of driving and texting.
Oh yeah.
That's a multitask.
There's this TV show called Mythbusters, and they were checking out this myth called. It was like, if you're texting and driving, is it the same as if you're driving drunk?
Yeah.
And it's true.
It's true.
That's exactly how it is.
It's true.
Could you tell us about the last book that you read, and if you learned anything important from it?
I didn't. Yeah, maybe I did. So I'm not a good reader. I'm not a book guy. Whenever I start reading, I get dizzy and fall asleep. So if I'm not getting enough sleep, I open a book. Last book I read was Confessions of Economic Hitman. A good book. And I learned how these countries manipulate and take you up for a ride. Not naming names, but how did they do it? Before that, I was not that clear about the whole how these things work. But yeah, it was a good book.
It's a surprise that that guy is still alive, and they actually let him
I let him
live. Okay, so I explained to you what job slavery is.
Yeah.
Do you agree with this term, by the way?
No.
Okay, why?
I've done this. I've been there. Did I tell you that I was the cleaner at Burger King? Not my initial job.
Yeah.
I left Burger King because I was sick and tired of Burger King and the smell. And then I was in need of money. I started working for Burger King again. By the way, brilliant place, nothing against Burger King. I went in as a cleaner, which is going to clean the whole from machines to the back office to the front after it closes.
Right, like a super
Cleaner.
Yeah.
So I was doing this for Burger King after hours, all alone, with music on, with people peeping from outside, looking, hey, banging the door, open up. And I was the one who was working inside, taking off all the machine, cleaning, putting them back together. Good job. But again, it was just a job. Again, I was working. I was working for someone. I was working for paycheck again, as you said, which I was not happy with. At the end of the day, whatever they gave to me has to be acceptable to me. It was not, hey, I worked my ass off, you need to pay more. No, thank you so much. And I'm back on the job again. So, I don't like the experience. I think I am more than that. And that feeling of being more than that drives me crazy. I don't like to be taken advantage of. You can tell me upright. You can tell me upright, as in I need ABC and it's going to be done this way. You need to do this. Be open with me. Have whatever you need. But if you are going to take advantage of me by doing something, that's the worst feeling that you can give me. So I get that feeling from jobs.
Because
hey, nothing against jobs, by the way, but this is something I feel.
I mean, I keep saying the same thing. If you're actually happy every day you get up and you're like, yeah, I gotta go to work, good for you, because
yeah, that drive needs to be there for you to work. But that drive is not there when you go to work for someone. You go there because you are majboor and you need that money, whatever money is coming in, you need to feed.
How important do you think is self-discipline for an entrepreneur?
I think it's important, but it's overrated. It's my belief. I mean, thinking out of the box, being a disruptor, a unique idea, they don't come while being same old, follow the schedule type of thing. How many have you seen?
People who can follow schedules?
Yeah.
I don't follow schedules. I don't know.
There. So I mean, yeah, we have seen people work on schedules and making it. That's how the world works. That's how these corporate works. These how these big companies work. But
my supervisor was for my PhD. She was from Germany, and the other one was from France. And the German one, she was very structured, and it was the hardest thing for me. The other one, she was the dean actually of the university, and she would never be there for any meeting. Yeah. I used to meet her maybe once or twice a year. Yeah, throughout my entire PhD, I must have met her less than 10 times, and that's it. But the German one, she was just, I mean, I am surprised that for 4 years I could bear, the type of schedule that she was making up. So yeah.
But actual work was the German teacher who was working.
Actual work was me, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. I was.
But the driver was the German teacher, maybe.
No, the German teacher just wanted schedules. She basically said, okay, like 10 days before a conference, she would be like, I need a paper. And I'd be like, 10 days before a conference, you know how much I have to read to do this. And then I'll be working 20 hours a day, 22 hours a day, like working 3 hours straight and then getting it done. But that was actually kind of fun for me because it's like you do need to submit like 1 or 2 papers at least every year. Yeah. So, but the thing is, like, if someone just lets you know, like, 10 days, let's do this, because it's okay for you. You have, like, I mean, I can't even explain. They do their literature review very scientifically. I do my literature review in my head. Okay, I read this somewhere, this is done. I read this somewhere, this is done. And when you show it to them, they're like, this is right, but where's everything else that you need to do? Where are the forms that you need to fill out? I don't need to fill out any forms. You can check this. This is absolutely right. You can put this in the software. It works. And so, yeah, these type of things. What was the biggest setback in your life and how did you overcome it?
Yeah, believe me. No setback.
I think, going to prison is a big setback.
That was a good learning on my behalf. I really thought at that time, it brought closer to me, closer to Allah. I made myself closer to Allah. Those 4 or 5 hours, that humiliation, that those tears in my daughter's eyes, I needed that. Somebody had to break me and then put it together. I needed that. So Allah has been really kind. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. No setbacks.
Did you make any business plan for your business?
Yes. Who doesn't?
And how much did you follow through on it?
Try to follow on. But business plans are mostly around assumptions. You agree? We assume we're going to do X and get to Y.
And it never happens.
Yeah, it never happens. So don't have to be hard on yourself. You're a bad planner. No, you're not a bad planner. You're a planner. And as Allah said, nobody knows but Allah what's going to happen. You just have to dive into it. So, yeah, we have business plans. Have we followed them? Try to. Have we achieved them? No.
आपके ख्याल में खुदी का जो कॉन्सेप्ट है वो क्या चीज़ है और यूथ के अंदर ये इससे हम किस तरह से कम्युनिकेट कर सकते हैं?
खुदी. What do you think of खुदी? खुदी is, for me, means respect. I have to respect every person I meet, and in return gain his respect. That's going to get me that khudi, that myself, that I am someone and I exist and this is me, and you have to agree. But this is not going to happen if I will just keep on saying, hey, agree with me. I have to respect you. The first thing is give respect and get respect. And that's how I'm going to build on KHUDI. I heard that somewhere, that जैसा करोगे वैसा भरोगे. It's true to the bone. So if I am going to do good to you, you're going to do good back for me. And that's how the KHUDI is going to keep on building. I cannot just stand and keep on doing bad things around and say, I'm very much into me. It's my way or the highway. It's not going to happen. So KHUDI is respect, I guess.
How do you actually communicate that to the youth, because they're kind of disconnected with this concept?
So I don't have much youth to talk to, but my family, my young daughter who is 20 years and son who is 15. And who am I to guide them? We read Quran and we debate on Quran, quite open. That's the best pastime for us. On dinner table, on any outing, we take one verse and start.
That used to be us before, but we've done that for like so long that it's
it's no fun no more. You have to bring it, pause somewhere, and then start doing it again. But I think Quran itself is the best message for us, and if we can keep on going back to it, it'll keep on guiding us. And whatever I do, talk to whoever I talk to, I take my guidance from there. Whatever I can understand. I'm not I'm at very early stage. I'm still confused on lots of things. We need to meet separately on this, inshallah. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much, Ahsan. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Same here. Time well spent, I guess.
Yeah. I learned a lot about you, and
I learned.
honestly, it's very motivating.